is not accidental that on the soil of India, the great space powers, the United States, the USSR and France, are collaborating with us at the equatorial range near Tumba. In my opinion, the aspect of space research which I would like to stress most is in relation to the national capability, the self-confidence that this will generate. And if I were to give my own evaluation of this, I think the benefits of these far outweigh all the rest that we have been talking about.
Anything that is associated with the name of the great Vikram Sarabhai has to become great. No wonder AMA is not an exception. You talk about ISRO, PRL, IIM, these are all institutions of national and international stature. And we are very proud of the fact that AMA in the same rank and file has also achieved that name and fame. AMA in its initial years, in fact, for a good number of decades, was more like a body of managerial professionals for those who were in business, in industry and in the field of management. Because management as it was conventionally understood was business management. And no wonder in the good old days, AMA used to focus on programs essentially for business management. I believe one of the turning points in the history of AMA was when from the early 90s, we took a call that management should be understood in a holistic term, because management should not be restricted only to business or industry. You think of management, every home, a housewife, I think she is one of the best managers, though not qualified, because she manages the house right from early morning till late night, how the kitchen is taken care of, how the household budget is looked after. You talk of a student. If the student does not manage well for his examinations, he would not come out with brilliant colors. So, we took this message to the people, and I think this is what endeared AMA to a very large cross-section of the society. Because people then started identifying their aspirations with the programs of management that we tried to do. There was the All India Conference, Management Conference in Bengaluru. That time it was known as Bangalore. And they were all boasting of Bangalore as IT capital of the country. Everybody, Mumbai would always say we are the commercial capital. And I said, why should Ahmedabad not become a capital? And then if Ahmedabad has to be a capital, for what? So I said to me that why not make Ahmedabad the management capital of India? So with that thought in mind, we brought across this concept that what I called in those days vision for a new mission. We said we want to make Ahmedabad and get it acknowledged as management capital of India and create a world-class complex with state-of-the-art facilities. Arvind Narottam Lalbhai, who was then the very dynamic and visionary chairman of ATIRA, and himself, a very, very multifarious, faceted, talented man. I said, Kaka, Vikram Sarabhai founded ATIRA, Vikram Sarabhai founded AMA, and why not we do something together? And that is how ATIRA was kind enough to give us this land. We raised the resources. Now, raising the resources in those days, 4 crores of rupees, See, without the land, it would just not have been possible. But we had the land. The question was, we had to raise these 4 crores. Now, it was a big amount. So I said to myself that, any journey, even of 1,000,000 miles, has to start with a step by step. So I said, if we do it something where everybody can put in a brick or two, we'll be able to make the edifice. So we started with what we called as a patron members club. For individuals, we said 10,000 rupees each. For corporates, we said at least 1 lakh. I'm very happy the patron members club on the corporate front, we had almost 100 corporates. With 1 lakh each, it became 1 crore. AMA must become an epitome of time management and quality management. So we did it. In fact, sometimes when I think of it, how we could, today I can't make my house in 10 months. But in those days, AMA was luckily made in a record time. And I'm very happy that even the architecture came to be internationally acknowledged, with AMA getting the Best Educational Building Award at the World Architecture Conference. We said we had 5 subjects: Krishna for leadership and crisis management, Ram for values and virtues in public life, Hanuman for loyalty and devotion to work, Narad for effective communications and public relations, and Chanakya for strategies and decision making. So, through these characters, through the various, we have had programs on yogas, different kind of yogas, we've had programs on almost everything, and we have been extremely fortunate in getting some of the giant personalities in the field of spirituality and ancient Indian wisdom who have come to AMA regularly. And what used to be, initially small little programs, today, the AMA weeks attract not in hundreds, but in thousands. We have every nook and corner of AMA packed with people. I think we cannot think of AMA and what it is today without K.K. Nair. And as our very dear and revered Swami Anubhavanandji puts it very correctly, for AMA, he is like a Krishna Kanhaiya Nair, KK. He is an all-rounder. And the good thing about him is that he will always keep you alert, awake, and even running. So I said once that if, the president is asleep, still we need not worry, because Nair is there to ensure that he will wake up and not go to wink his eyes again. If the president is walking, Nair will ensure that AMA runs. But if the president is jogging, fast, and that's what inspired me to jog, because then Nair will have the pace of a gallop. So Nair will beat the pace of every president, and I think he is truly the dynamo, behind AMA. And I only wish and pray that if institutions like AMA, many other institutions were fortunate to have such Nairs, it would go a long, long way for the destiny of them. After a particular age, then it's time to introspect, ponder. So I would say this is AMA's consolidation phase. See, we have, in our initial phases, we tried to do a lot, and we just came up, we became adolescent and youth. I think then came our prime time. when we really enjoyed the glory, and particularly our prime time is, I would say, the last 20-25 years out of this 60 was the real time of our glory. Now is time, I would say, for consolidation. When whatever we have done, we have achieved, the kind of infrastructure we've set up, the activity centers, we've created, we need to ensure that the vibrancy continues and we can, as I mentioned earlier, truly digest what we have chewed. Because otherwise, I have seen institutions, which can falter. So we've got enough of pace and momentum. I believe this is the time when we should be at the steady speed in the orbit and try to ensure that our growth and momentum is maintained.
I had gone to management associations all over, and I had come to know that they conduct maybe 10 programs or 12 programs and a management convention every year. Whereas in Ahmedabad Management Association, there are 20 programs going on one day. So you can imagine what is the magnitude of events which happen. I would compliment 2 or 3 people. One, the set of past presidents and the executive committee. They never enter into the nitty-gritty of activities and programs, and it's entirely taken care of by the executive director. They give total support, and I have never seen any sort of political polarization or anything of that sort, and I think it should continue like that. All management associations should be like this, where they give the total support and backing to the management. The second thing is, of course, Mr. Nair himself. If not for him, I don't think AMA would have reached anywhere near where it is today. Whatever it is today as far as AMA is concerned, and the multitude of opportunities that are coming to AMA and AMA going there, is just because of this person's fortitude, this person's vision, and this person's perseverance, and the hard work which he did throughout in the past few years. Maybe Dr. Vikram Sarabhai must be blessing right from there. And it's a great feeling to be at a place where dignitaries have come and gone. May it be Dr. Abdul Kalam, may it be, like say Kiran Bedi, may it be anybody under the sun.